We're treading on very thin ice here.
My by any means on. Part and I'm getting my scream on.
That's what we like. Now it's time to meet the cast and crew. So make some noise for these guys as they come down, and you guys can ask them any questions that you have.
This film has been like 4 or 5 years in the making. It's been like our apocalypse now, simply because we started off at a little youth centre in Hackney, Youth Centre, and there was no other backing from the industry. No one really wanted to know. Only Inspire, which is a charity in Hackney, they planted a little seed, gave us the support, and the youth centre in Hackney, and they were our studios. They were like our Paramount and MGM and all that kind of thing. And from there, and with the lovely cast, we just done some improvisation, went to work and said, let's make a feature film and stop dreaming about it and talking about it.
How did you manage to actually turn out and pull out such a great film for everyone with like smaller budgets? Because that's quite a game changer in itself as well.
We said, let's do something big and do a film about young people who are aspiring for a whole lot more and not just following what they're told to follow or what the system or the society tells them to be, but to carve out their own identity. And yes, there wasn't really much of a budget, but we had support, as I said, from people like Youth of Haggerston and Inspire, and these people got behind it and saw the ambition in terms of where we wanted to go with it. Not just another hood film or some kids, you know, just doing the usual cliched stuff.
I think that this movie has shown that it's not just about, you know, rough areas, that young British people can make movies that are universal. And I just want to congratulate you on the great movie. I thought the actors were fabulous. I thought the writing was fabulous. And I just think everyone should appreciate what young British media, and I'm Irish myself, but all the Irish and British film can bring to the market. And well done, guys.
I'd say, Naeem, it's very refreshing watching this movie away from the normal, usual cliche of drugs, keeping it tougher than guns. I know one came in the end, but it was refreshing to see the storyline go down a different route, but still keeping the movie real, tough, hard, and enjoyable. Well done.
Thank you.
Just see my DOP here, Stephen Roach. I want to give like a big shout out to the DOP as well, because the hours, you know, shooting at 4 in the morning and the sort of challenges that we faced, you know, shooting on Sushi Samba on the 50th floor with just 3 hours to, you know, get everything together and shoot all that stuff early at 6 in the morning, you know, it was tough.
Nice. Congratulations on tonight.
Thank you very much, thank you.
This is only the beginning.
I know.
Can I ask the cast, the love triangle, what was it like working with the two gentlemen there?
We kept on asking, are you alright, are you alright? And we made sure that, you know, we wanted the whole film to be good, not just individually caring about our own performance, we were caring about each other. So that's what kind of a project it was for us three, definitely. And yeah, it was tough, wasn't it? Those like shouting and crying at you guys. It was really tough. But yeah, it's very supportive, both of them. I mean, me and Chiedozie got really close during those times as well, and with the help of Naeem pushing us to our, you know, to our top where he knew we could go, because you can get tired when you're doing like 12-hour days and things like that. But if you've got a director like Naeem behind you, pushing you and making sure that you reach to where you need to be, then that helps immensely.
Paul? You've got the mic, Paul.
Yeah. So I was sort of the outsider of the group anyway, but it was still a big family. We sort of we all went into it blind and we left it traumatized. It was really good fun. It was a good experience, and I love working with all of them. That is all.
It was a real, well, it was quite frightening in the beginning until we started our auditions and got to know each other and worked together, and then then we got on set, and yeah, there were really long hours and tough days, and I think there were niggles at times and stuff, to say the least. But it added to the drama of the film. It brought a lot of rawness to it, and it made us feel whilst filming, you know, not just reading a script and then just like relaying it in front of the camera. I feel like we were all going through such a traumatic time. Am I just talking about myself? It really it brought the film alive, and also everybody, you know, together, bouncing off one another and bringing our own experiences into it, and with the help of Ash and Naeem guiding us through it all. So thank you, thanks guys. Thanks, yeah.
It was tiring, it was long, it was hard, it was very extreme, intense at times, but it was very worth it. It was a good challenge. I mean, this was my first feature film. I've never actually done any like professional acting work with TV work. I mean, I've done theatre work in the West Ends, and then to do this was a bit different. But yeah, I really like the change of it, and I hope to do other things as well. But in terms of the rehearsals and that, yeah, all I can say is it was intense and hard, and Naeem worked us a lot.
Yeah, for me personally, it was just like a family, you know. There weren't always good times, like Kim said, but I think that's the process of filmmaking, especially with the way that we're making it. And you know, I feel like everyone kept their eye on the prize, and we're here today to kind of see the prize. So that's it.
I remember there was a lot of people like during filming who were saying to me, oh, and they were telling some of the cast and crew that Naeem's working you way too hard, and you know, this is just too much, but that's what it took. You know, if we weren't going to work, and 12 hours was generous, but you know, if we weren't going to do that, then you're just going to look and watch other films and just dream and say, maybe one day I might do a film where, you know, you've got something to say and you're looking glamorous. So we had to really push ourselves to the limit to try to make things happen on a grand scale.
The film was amazing, and I've worked with directors before and I've worked with them since, but I haven't had one like Naeem. It really gets it. It's really fun.
Because of Naeem, I had the pleasure to meet one of my best friends, Paul Chiedozie. Sorry, I'm nervous speaking now. And I just want to say thank you so much for your training that you've given Paul. He's gone on to train me to be great. He's trained loads of young people to be great actors, and I think it's fantastic, your method that you use, Naeem. Congratulations.
How did you think about the title of the film?
We didn't write a script to start with. It was literally Inspire of Hackney, which is a charity that works with young people who are not in education or employment, and they wanted me to work with some young people to make a film. And I had a theme of aspiration, and just around about that time I read something in a magazine and it had a term called Young Turks, which was used to describe people in the business world who are kind of going against the grain, who were rebelling against authority and wanting change. So that's where that title came from, the Young Turk. And then to see it, I think I watched The Godfather, and one of the characters in there, Solozzo, was described as a Turk. So I thought, just go for it, you know. But I didn't expect that there'd be so many people who'd think it's a film about Turkish people, you know, Turkish Paul. But, you know, we try to approach like the Turkish film sales agents, you know. Also to add to that, just kind of going off that question as well, I just want to also give a big shout out to all the crew and all the people behind the scenes that came on board again. You know, people like our producer here, Charlie, who again, you know, went through a hell of a lot. And then also there was a lot of other people who got involved, like the grime legend, VEE, you know, coming in there, believing in the project and wanting to get involved. And so many, it was like a real mix and blend of professional people from the industry with raw new talent. So it was definitely something very, very fresh, and so many other people behind the scenes, you know, and the fact that Technicolor got involved and the colorist Lee Tui, who kind of helped create that lovely kind of glossy look that we were trying to go for. And so many others, you know, behind the scenes, like there's the sound design, which all these things sometimes don't get a mention, and there's a lot of other elements and areas, you know, that can go on all day. So big shout out, big love to everyone behind the scenes. I think one of the scenes for me that really touched me was the scene on Heron Tower when the two characters are kind of sat there talking to each other, and I like the fact that they had matured slightly and they were talking about their dreams and the fact that they could maybe be together and do something and come close and be more than just, I'm messing around or pissing around, whatever, but we can actually be something in this world. We can live our dream, we can be whoever we want to be. And I felt there was a little sense of that, even though the characters are flawed and they've got the issues, but they're kind of coming of age.
I'd probably say that I enjoyed mostly the carnival. And I think I had a lot of fun that day. Dancing, eating chicken. Yeah. Carnival. But because the other scenes were pretty much quite intense and emotional, that was one where I could just like, fuck it.
Possibly the first day, wherever the first shoot was. Because for me, if you understand the process that we went through to make this film, just to get the ball rolling was an achievement, and to kind of get the first scene done, and it started from that point, and you know what you're getting yourself into, and seeing kind of Naeem's vision come alive for the first time. I don't remember what scene it was, but yeah, whatever it was, that scene to me definitely.
Yeah, the carnival was awesome. I loved to dance, it was wicked. The party scene as well, where I got drugged up. That was a lot of fun. Probably just because I got straddled, but yeah, that was it. Thank you.
I really enjoyed the party scene too. I know I look really horrible in the film. I mean nasty. But no, that was really great fun. It was a bit scary at times though. I remember looking back and it looked scary in there, and all those really scary faces. Everybody was really getting into character, so that was...
They looked mental.
Yeah, they did look mental. So that
I remember going outside the room and they were filming those bits and they were screaming really loud as they were doing it, and we weren't allowed to see what they were doing.
Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? It was good.
I love filming it all, but I really liked especially when you had the bit where you had the nice graffiti on the walls and at first come through it. Because I've never done any kind of action-y kind of thing in a film. It was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot from it. So yeah, that's probably it for me.
Well, my favourite bit was basically meeting Travis and George, and then basically out of making this film I've made three really good friends, which is Travis, George and Tyrone, which is kind of a nice thing. So yeah, that's the bit I most enjoyed.
The bit I most enjoyed, I would say, filming wise, this is going to sound ridiculous now, it's the part when I got taken down by the undercover police. Because that, people don't realise, that bit where I'm getting thrown against that railing, that must have took about 20-something times, where my back's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, till Naeem says, yes, that's the one. So yeah, I'd say that's my favourite part. And also my favourite part to watch was the scene when Dave actually comes through, where he's just going wild with the Gordon's alcohol, just dashing it all over the place, and then I came through, and then obviously the speech and that, I enjoyed watching that because that was my first time watching the film, so yeah, it was good.
I also wanted to add, I wanted to say a big thank you to Buff as well for giving us the opportunity to screen this film. And the reason I say that is because there's a lot of other festivals and people in the industry that were very crooked and kept us hanging and said, yeah, we want to show the film, and kept us hanging on for ages, and then said, oh, last minute after 6 months, we're not going to take it on. And there was a lot of festivals as well that didn't even see the film but pretended they had when you just submit it. Whereas Buff believed in the project, believed in what we were doing, and gave us that platform to premiere the film today. So big shout out to Buff, all the team, to Emmanuel as well.
Yeah, I worked on the script with Nas, Naeem. I've known him for many years, and he's a good friend, so we've known each other personally. But working on the film was kind of different because you have to be a different person. You've got to be more professional and stuff. So I kind of wrote the script with Naeem. There were, I have to say, I think Nas is going to be alright this bit. There were some massive conflicts at times with the story. But the thing I liked about Nas was, even though, there there were certain ways it was written, then it was changed. But then a while later, maybe a year later, he kind of saw the right way, and then, he kind of, you know, he was open to kind of like, I could see that, you know, he ultimately wanted to tell the best story, so he was going with what he was doing, but then we discussed a lot of things and stuff like that, and then certain things were changed, and ultimately it's not about ego, it's not about, you know, I'm a writer, so I do this, or, you know, he's a director, whatever. It's about trying to tell the best story, so you have to work with someone in the best way you can, and ultimately you want to tell the best story, and we kind of found a way to compromise and sort of tell that story. So I think we found something that we both were happy with. There was a compromise in that, and yeah, I'm sort of very grateful to be part of the process and stuff like that.
What's next, man?
We're working on a film called Us, which is really going to ramp it up, amp it up, and take it to different levels, and I'm not even joking. We've got a promo for it coming out very soon, and it's going to be a lot more raucous, a lot more style, and a lot more swagger, but with substance at the same time, and deep down it's going to have something to say about the world that we live in as well.
Hi, I'm Melissa Latouche. I'm at the Bott Festival, which we've just premiered Brash Young Turks, and it has gone amazingly. I'm very happy. Really happy and excited to be here. The energy is amazing, and everybody's just proud of everyone. And yeah, it was so awesome to see how far the film's come, and also we all feel very privileged for the British Urban Film Festival to want to showcase our film. So thank you so much, and well done to everybody that's a part of the festival and the film, and all the other films in the festival.
Well, we just watched Brash Young Turks. It was a really good film. You know, he's definitely done the unexpected. It was something that I feel like I could tell the passion that Naeem has for this movie. I done the sound designing part of it for the racing scenes in the film, and I was grateful to be a part of the project. I think it was really nice to be involved in something like this, something as serious as this as well. So, you know, Naeem's great. You know, he's done well for himself. You know, and congrats to him, to everyone that was involved. Congrats, and it's only to bigger things. So, watch the space. My name's the next you guys.
My name's Dimitri. We've just seen Brash Young Turks. Really enjoyed the film. Really enjoyed the actors. But I was really impressed. You know, I didn't really expect the film to be there, but honestly, really positive feedback. Like the energy from all the actors, like all the work, all the hard work that's gone in it. Well worth it.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I just watched Brash Young Turks at Genesis Cinema. That movie was a fantastic movie. Like, I'm not being biased, like, because my brother, Chiedozie, was in it. Like, honestly, like, I would go to cinema and I'll pay big money and I'll watch that movie. It's highly recommend that. I highly recommend that movie.
My name is Christine Tate. I'm at Genesis in Bethnal Green, and I just watched Brash Young Turks. I thought the film was amazing. It was very different to the normal style of London urban films. I think they really, there was a lot of plot twists, and the story really related to the characters and how they grew up together throughout the film. I think they did it well within the time. I
watched a film which I have to say was one of the best films I've seen for quite a while. One thing about this movie I really liked was the fact that they kept away from that cliche of that street drug thing and, you know, man selling drugs and hustling and guns everywhere and all that sort of nonsense, you know. And he used a subject which not a lot of people know about, even myself, you know, poverty and the dark sides that can be involved in that. There was lots of lights and shades in the movie, and I felt the overall look of it was actually fantastic. The colours, so vivid. I thought the acting was terrific. And, you know, totally entertaining. I really enjoyed it. You know, I got to be honest, I thought the soundtrack was wonderful. Different types of music that came popping out at you, old and new and fresh. And I felt the whole approach of the movie was just something which you really got to look at. You know, it's there are other
other subjects in entertainment, like movie world, that you could actually get and to enjoy. And I loved it. It's very difficult to explain, you know? But I wasn't expecting that storyline, if you know what I mean. I loved it. It's fantastic. I tell you what, go and watch it yourself. You'll enjoy it.
Hello, my name's Heather. I'm at Jenni Steele. I've just watched Brash Young Turks. I was actually the singer on the main soundtrack for this film, so I know Naeem personally and I know how he works. I have to say I am so proud. I have such a feeling in my chest about this film. I'm so proud to have worked with these people. I'm so proud to have worked with the cast, the crew. They've come from such a difficult place and they've made such an amazing thing with hardly anything. And that to me is like so inspiring. I personally know what it's like to work with Naeem. Naeem is one of those people that is like, when you've got nothing left, he just pulls something out of you. It's like he'll ask you to run around in the middle of a run, you're like, it's cool, I'll do it for me. That's the kind of person that Naeem is. He inspires everybody around him, and everybody around him wouldn't be as good as they are if it wasn't for the talent that he has. So I have to say thank you to Naeem. I have to say thank you. It's a blessing to have worked with this team, and I'm grateful, and I think the film was absolutely wonderful. Thank you.